1,200 more job losses in the steel industry just announced this morning.
The long-term future of Scunthorpe and the Teesside plants is still far from assured.
If everybody in the plate mill worked for nothing, we still couldn't produce plate at the price that it's been dumped on our shores.
Heavy industry forms the landscape on Teesside. It has done for generations, but no more.
The end of a day marking the end of an era.
My dad's lost his job and we can't really pay for anything.
The steelworks, a very important part of Rickhuss, because they've been there for years.
UK steel is of vital strategic importance to the British economy. Will the Prime Minister urgently meet with me, my honourable friend for Rickhuss, the Steelworkers Union community, so that we can look at more positive ways of supporting our industry?
To ask the Secretary of State for a statement on the closure announced yesterday of Rickhuss coke ovens, leading to the direct loss of 2,200 jobs and many thousands more in the supply chain and local community.
Reports this afternoon that the steel firm Caparo is set to go into administration with the loss of 1,800 jobs.
We will continue to fight. My union's going nowhere. We're not walking silently into the night. We will continue our campaign. And let's be clear, we've been campaigning for years. What we need to see is positive government action.
The government can't keep hiding behind other people. In the end, it needs to match its rhetoric with some actions.
Thousands of steel industry workers are marching in Brussels today to protest against possible EU rule changes.
It's having a disastrous impact on people's lives.
For more than 100 years, steel has been at the heart of this Welsh town. But today, the people of Port Talbot are taking in the news their steelworks, along with 13 other sites, is up for sale.
The decision was taken after a long meeting thousands of miles away in Mumbai, with delegation from South Wales, including the Steelmakers Union, waited for the announcement.
Governments come and go, employers come and go. What stays the same are the workforce and the communities in which they live.
The important thing at the moment is we are allowed to go out into the market and get a buyer for this business, and we need support from government to do that.
We encourage and welcome the news that Mr Javid's travelled to Mumbai. Hopefully he can have constructive discussions with Tata's board to give us the right time to find a new investor and a buyer, and to encourage Tata to be a responsible seller.
If this government stands back and lets this industry fade away, I just dread to fear what's going to happen.
Losing our steelworks in Port Talbot will destroy the community. It's not just the loss of jobs, it's the loss of our identity and our sense of purpose.
Well, what we don't want to do is just sit back and wait and be reactive and wait for somebody to come and tell us what they're going to do to save our industry, because it is our industry.
The steel industry is bigger than one site. Llanwern, Trostra, Corby, Teesside, Scunthorpe and Scotland.
What we're setting out to do was to get the message to those people who live in that glass bubble, live in their ivory towers, to come out here and meet real steel workers.
Steel is not a sunset industry. Steel is an industry with a fantastic, bright future.
The UK steel industry is not the basket case everybody's making it out to be. Last week we also saw the sale of the two Scottish plants, Clydebrig and DL, and we shouldn't underestimate that achievement, because that means that we can bring production back to Scotland.
We're really hopeful now. It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of fears from people, but it's definitely a feeling of hope at the moment.
Well, I think it's a fantastic day for the steel workers of Scunthorpe and beyond. It's a real vote of confidence in the UK steel industry.
There has been days where I've been down and I didn't think this was going to happen, but I'm proud to say that we've got today through all that hard work by Community Union.
It was to be sold, even shut, but now there is a commitment to keep these blast furnaces running for 5 years at least, and with it comes a level of security that has been missing from these works.
I stand here with a bit of a heavy heart in respect of a decision how people had to make today. They made a massive sacrifice, absolutely massive.
I'm still concerned about some of the issues that we've got to face, and it's not going to be easy, and there's going to be some tough times ahead. But if the unions stick together and the workforce stick together, we've proved what we can do.